Imagination is everything. I didn't say that first. Albert Einstein did. And when a genius like Einstein says something that powerful, you and I, we ought to listen. Because imagination is the preview of life's coming attractions. It's the invisible blueprint of what's possible. It's the movie you play in your mind before it ever becomes real in your hands. See, when I was young, I used to believe that success came from hard work alone. And make no mistake, hard work is part of it. But over time, I learned something deeper, something richer, that every great achievement, every bold success, every life transformed, it all began with a picture in the mind, a dream, an idea, an image of what could be. So today, I want to talk to you about the greatest power you have that nobody can take from you, your imagination. Let's begin. You know, we all live in two worlds, the one we can see and the one we can't. One is the world of results. The other, the world of imagination. Now, I used to think the real world was the one I could touch, see, and hear. But I've since learned it's the invisible world that creates the visible one. The mind is a workshop, and imagination is the tool. It's where you get to build before you build, design before you deliver, dream before you do. Everything you see, they say, was once imagined. The chair you're sitting on, the room you're in, the job you have, even the life you're living. Someone thought it first and then brought it to life. When I was 25 years old, I met a man who changed my life. His name was Mr. Schoaf, and he said to me, Jim, don't just live life, design it. Design it? That sounded strange at the time, but I realized what he meant. He meant, don't just wait for life to happen. Don't just react. Imagine something better and go to work on it. The tragedy of most lives is not that they aim too high and miss, but that they aim too low and hit. Why? Because we've forgotten how to imagine. We traded wonder for worry. We gave up dreaming and started doubting. But here's the truth. Whatever you can vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe, and enthusiastically act upon must inevitably come to pass. That's not wishful thinking. That's imagination at work. So the first step to transforming your life, don't reach for your wallet. Reach for your imagination. Close your eyes and picture it, not where you are, but where you could be. Can you see it? Can you feel it? That's where it all begins. Now, I'm not saying just dream and sit on your hands. No. You've got to combine imagination with action. That's the formula. But without imagination, action lacks direction. You'll just end up busy, going nowhere fast. So here's the question. What are you imagining today? Are you replaying your past? Or are you pre-playing your future? Because one leads to regret and the other to renewal. You know what's exciting? There's no limit to what the mind can picture. There's no tax on dreaming. You can imagine being a millionaire, even if your wallet's empty. You can imagine being strong, even if your body's tired. You can imagine building a business, even if all you've got is a notebook and an idea. And that's the beginning of change. The mind is a powerful thing, and the pictures you place there will one day become the reality you walk in. So tonight, before you sleep, take 5 minutes and imagine the life you want. Feel it, taste it, walk around in it in your mind. And then tomorrow morning, wake up and go to work on it. Because imagination isn't some childish thing. It's the first tool of every champion. First we imagine, then we act. And through action we become. That's how it works. Let's build that imagination muscle. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Because knowledge tells you what is, while imagination tells you what could be. I want you to think about something today. Every skyscraper you've ever seen, every business that turned the tide, every book that moved your soul, every fortune ever built, it all started in someone's mind, not in the bank, not in the marketplace, not even on the drawing board. But first, In the mind, the imagination gave it shape before any tool ever gave it form. I once heard it said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." Now that's not just poetry, it's principle. You see, one of the great secrets to success is this: you must dream it before you can do it. And I don't mean the kind of daydreaming that comes from laziness. No, I'm talking about vision. I'm talking about clarity of desire. I'm talking about that quiet time where you close your eyes and see yourself doing what you've never done, becoming what you've never been. That's the beginning. I remember when I was broke, 25 years old, behind on my promises, behind on my potential. And I asked myself a hard question. What could my life look like 5 years from now if I just started dreaming again? Not hoping, not wishing, but dreaming with purpose. And then something changed, because that dream, that picture in my mind, it began to pull me. See, a clear dream will do that. It pulls you forward. It gives your feet direction. It gives your heart fuel. Now, someone listening might say, "But Jim, I don't know how to dream like that." Well, let me give you a starting point. Ask yourself 3 questions. 1, what do I want? 2, why do I want it? 3, what kind of person would I have to become to deserve it? Write it down. Close your eyes. Start building that picture in your mind. And here's the key: don't worry yet about how. Just focus on the what. Because once the dream is clear, the how starts to show up. You've got to dream beyond your circumstances. Don't let your current situation define your future creation. Too many people let their past limit their imagination. But I've always said, the past is not equal to the future unless you live there. So today, move out of your past and into your potential. Let me tell you what happens when you dream. A dream gives you energy. Ever notice how when you're excited about something, you don't need an alarm clock? You jump out of bed. That's not caffeine. That's clarity. A dream gives you resilience. When you believe in something big enough, you'll keep going when others quit. You'll get back up when life knocks you down, because the dream is worth it. And finally, a dream gives you focus. You stop chasing everything and start pursuing one thing. That's the power of dreaming at first. Now here's something important. You don't have to get it all right. You just have to start dreaming in the right direction. Even if you don't know all the steps, even if the road looks foggy, start moving with vision. You cannot hit a target you cannot see. But once the dream becomes clear, you have something to aim at. That alone changes everything. Let me remind you of something very simple, very powerful. If you can dream it, you can do it. It's not just a slogan. It's a strategy. Because the dream is the seed, and every seed contains the tree. It just needs the right soil, the right care, the right conditions. But you must plant it first, in the soil of your imagination. So tonight, before you close your eyes, open them inward. See your life, not just as it is, but as it could be. Bigger, brighter, bolder, because everything you'll ever do will first live in your mind. Dream it first. Believe it fully. Then go to work, like your future depends on it, because it does. You know, it's not enough to just dream. It's not enough to just imagine a better life. You got to protect that dream. You've got to guard it like it's something sacred, because it is. Your imagination is a delicate garden, and doubt is the weed that grows without permission. See, the moment you begin to imagine a better future, something else shows up right behind it. It's not inspiration. It's interruption. It's doubt. It's the voice that says, "Who do you think you are? You've never done this before. You'll probably fail like last time." Sound familiar? Of course. We all hear it. Even the most successful people hear it. But the difference is, they don't give that voice the microphone. They guard the gates. Now, what do I mean by gates? I mean the gates to your mind, your ears, your eyes, and ultimately your heart. Because what you let in will shape what comes out. If you let in garbage, you'll get garbage thinking. And garbage thinking leads to garbage results. But if you guard your imagination like a treasure, if you only let in what builds, strengthens, uplifts, then you keep that creative fire alive. Let me give you something practical. There are 3 enemies to your imagination, and you'd better recognize them when they knock. 1, negative people. Oh, they love to rain on your parade. Not because you can't, but because they didn't. You start dreaming out loud, and here they come. That's unrealistic. You've changed. Be careful, then. Get your hopes up. You know what I say? Get your hopes up and let them fly so high that average can't reach you. Because most people don't protect their dreams, so they won't protect yours. 2, past failures. You tried before, and it didn't work. You started, and you stumbled. You leapt, and you fell. And now the mind whispers, don't bother imagining anything new. Look what happened last time. But here's a truth you need to write down. Failure is not the enemy of imagination. Fear is. Failure is part of the process. But fear shuts the door before it even opens. Don't let the past poison your picture of the future. Remember, you're not the same person you were when you failed. If you've learned, you've grown. And if you've grown, you're not going back. You're going forward. 3, mental clutter and distraction. These days, your imagination doesn't just get attacked. It gets drowned by noise, by endless scrolling, by 100 opinions, arguments, and empty comparisons. And that noise, it drowns out the quiet whisper of your dream. So what do? Turn it down, tune it out, unplug, so you can plug in to yourself, to your imagination, to your vision. You see, great imaginations are not just powerful. They're disciplined. They don't allow just anything to enter the gates. They filter. They protect. They decide. So let me ask you today, what are you allowing in? Who are you listening to? What are you watching? What are you repeating to yourself? Because what enters your imagination consistently will eventually shape your reality. Here's the good news. You're the gatekeeper. You get to decide what stays, what goes, and what never gets through the door. So if it doesn't build you, block it. If it doesn't feed your faith, filter it. If it doesn't serve your future, send it packing. You've got something too valuable inside to let it get contaminated. And here's the principle I want you to remember. Stand guard at the door of your mind. I said that years ago, and I still believe it today. Because if you don't stand guard, someone else will sneak in and decorate your imagination with their limitations. Don't let them. Let's bring it all together. You've begun to dream. You've pictured the life you want. You've seen your future in the mirror of your mind. Now protect it. Because the world will try to shrink your dream, but you must expand your vision. Your imagination is your property. Guard it like your life depends on it. Because your future does. Imagination is powerful. But let me tell you something most people miss. Imagination by itself doesn't produce results. It produces possibility, but not outcomes. You can dream of being wealthy. You can dream of being fit. You can dream of building a business, writing a book, changing your life. But unless that dream is transformed into a plan, it remains a picture, nice to look at, but unable to move. You see, the purpose of imagination isn't just to entertain us. It's to guide us. I've said it before. Don't just let your imagination run wild. Put it to work. You got to take the picture in your mind and build the bridge to it in the real world. Now, how do we do that? Let's walk through it. Let's move from wishful thinking to wise planning, because success is not accidental. It's intentional, and intention must be followed by strategy. I want you to think of your imagination like an architect's sketch. You walk into the room. He shows you the drawing of your dream house. But what if that's all you ever got? No blueprint, no materials list, no schedule, No builders, just a nice sketch. That's what most people do with their lives. They sketch a dream, but they never go beyond that. So, let's take it further. Let's build the house. Step 1, write it down. Write your dream down in detail. Don't just say, I want to be rich. Write, I want to earn $100,000 per year doing work I love through a business that helps people. See the difference? One is foggy. The other is focused. And remember what I've said. If it's not written down, it's not real. There's something powerful about taking what's inside your head and putting it on paper. It tells your brain, this matters. And it tells your future, I'm coming. Step 2, break it into clear goals. Now that your dream is written, you need to break it down. Big dreams require small steps, daily steps, steps you can measure. Let's say your dream is to be a published author. Don't just write a book. Break it down. Research the topic. Write 1 chapter per week. Hire an editor by October. Publish on Amazon by March. Suddenly, the dream feels doable. It feels real. And you know what that does? It builds momentum because progress creates energy. Step 3, attach deadlines. Here's something I learned early. Without a deadline, the dream drifts. You can say, someday I'll start that business, but someday is not a day on the calendar. Put a date on it. Write it next to your goals. It might scare you. Good. That means it matters. Because goals that are comfortable usually aren't transformational. Set a date, then set a reminder. Turn pressure into productivity. Step 4, develop habits that align with the plan. You can't just dream on Monday and live like it doesn't matter on Tuesday. Your daily disciplines must match your dreams. That's where most people go wrong. They imagine success, but their routines belong to failure. So ask yourself, does how I spend my mornings align with the life I'm building? Does the way I manage money reflect a future millionaire? Does how I treat my body reflect someone who values energy and vitality? You see, it's not just about having a vision. It's about having consistency behind that vision. Because success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Step 5, create an environment that supports the plan. Let me say something important. Environment matters. You can't plant roses in the desert and expect them to bloom. Likewise, you can't plant your dreams in a toxic environment and expect them to flourish. If your friends ridicule your goals, find new voices. If your workplace crushes creativity, find a side door and start building elsewhere. Surround yourself with people and places that feed your future, not fight it, because environment isn't neutral. It's either pulling you forward or holding you back. Step 6, review and adjust often. Your plan isn't set in stone. It's a living document. Review it. Check your pace. Adjust your strategy. Because as life changes, so must your plan. And listen, flexibility is not failure. You're not quitting the dream. You're adapting the path. The goal is to arrive. How you get there, that can shift with wisdom. Let me give you a principle to live by. Don't let the winds blow you build a sail. Imagination is the wind, but strategy is the sail that catches it. That directs it. That turns it into progress. Without a sail, the wind just stirs the ocean. It moves, but goes nowhere. With a sail, you move forward on purpose. So here's the big picture. Imagine the life. Write the vision. Break it into steps. Set the deadlines. Build the habits. Check your environment. Review. Adjust. Keep going. That's the bridge. From picture to progress. That's how you move from imagination to achievement. The greatest tragedy isn't a life with no dreams. It's a life with dreams that were never planned, never acted on, never lived. You have the picture. Now you have the steps. Now go do the work. Because your imagination deserves more than just admiration. It deserves activation. Let me tell you something simple, yet powerful. You don't become successful all at once. You become successful by becoming daily. Success is not a destination, my friend. It's a journey of disciplines, done one day at a time. Imagination gave you the picture. Discipline gives you the progress. You see, I used to think that once I had the vision, once I had the idea, the rest would take care of itself. I thought imagination was the finish line, but I was wrong. Imagination is only the starting point. After that, you must become the person that vision requires. Let me give it to you straight. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. It's easy to overlook that. Why? Because daily disciplines are small. They're ordinary. They're often boring. But you see, it's the boring that builds. It's the simple disciplines that separate those who wish from those who win. You imagined yourself confident. Well then, the discipline is to speak peven when your voice shakes. You imagined yourself healthy. Then the discipline is in that one good meal, that daily walk, the glass of water you chose over soda. You imagined yourself wealthy. Then the discipline is in saving that extra dollar, reading one more chapter, saying no to what doesn't serve your goal. Every day you cast a vote for the person you want to become. And here's the key. You don't need to do everything today. You just need to do something consistently. You won't rise above the image you hold of yourself. That's why this part is called becoming the person you imagined. Now, when you close your eyes and imagine your future self, what do you see? Do you see someone strong, someone disciplined, someone generous, focused, fulfilled? Good, because that's the blueprint. And your job now is to match your behavior to that identity. Not all at once, but piece by piece, decision by decision. Every time you act in alignment with that picture, you get closer, stronger, more real. That's what success is. It's not the money, not the car, not the applause. It's alignment. Alignment between who you are and who you imagined you could be. I remember one of my mentors once told me, if the vision is clear, the price is easy. That stuck with me. Because if you've truly imagined something beautiful, you'll find the strength to do what's necessary. You'll find the strength to keep going when no one claps, to keep believing when nothing's working, to keep moving when it's all uphill. That's the power of imagination. It pulls you forward. It makes the discipline worthwhile. You stop asking, is it easy? And start asking, is it worth it? And I can promise you this, it is. But let me offer you a reminder. The dream needs fuel. You must renew the vision daily, because life will try to cloud it. Stress will try to blur it. People will try to talk you out of it. So each morning before the world gets to you, take a few quiet moments. Close your eyes. Revisit the image. See it clearly again. Feel it again. Let it inspire you again. Because when you renew the picture, you renew the purpose. And purpose gives birth to power. You don't need to do big things every day. You just need to do right things every day. Don't try to change your life in a day. Change it through consistency. That's what makes the dream real. Too many people go hard on Monday, then forget the dream by Thursday. What matters is what you do when motivation fades. So build systems, build habits, build routines that support your future self. Structure creates freedom, and freedom is what your imagination truly seeks. You might start with goals, but you'll finish with character, because that's the real reward. The cars, the homes, the applause, that's nice. But what truly lasts is who you become in the process. The dream will test you, stretch you, break you at times. But if you stay consistent, it will remake you into someone stronger, wiser, braver, someone you'd be proud to meet. Don't join an easy crowd. You won't grow. Go where the expectations are high, where the pressure is on to perform, to learn, to grow, to become. You imagine something better. Now live it daily. The world may not see your dream yet, But if you keep showing up for it, one day they will. And when they ask how you did it, you'll smile and say, I lived it, one simple discipline at a time. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, your imagination is the starting point, but it's what you do every day that makes it real. Keep dreaming, keep planning, and most of all, keep becoming. Your best life is waiting. Go live it.